From time to time, as a mixer, I run into certain problems that I need to find a solution for. Problems, probably too strong a word, certain concepts. Now, at home sometimes when you're creating a track yourself, you might be faced with the dilemma, do I make this track sound like my favorite records in the 70s? Do I make it sound like it should sound a year from now, or should I make it be a hybrid, whatever? Well, recently I've been working on some new Earth, Wind & Fire material with my friend Neil Pogue and Larry Dunn and Philip Bailey. And I was facing the problem, I've got these horn parts. The horns are real, they're live, spectacular. I mean, they just give you goosebumps. Do I make them sound like they were from the 70s? Do I make them sound like 2013? What do I do? So I thought it might be instructive to take a look at two situations where, one, I'm trying to make the horns fit a group that's known for 40 years, and then after that we'll take a look at a situation where we want the horns to sound new and modern and not quite sound like they're older. So let's dive right in and see if we can get this conceptually. Now, this doesn't have to be horns, it can be anything, but let's do horns for now. Okay, this is what I was given. I'm gonna play you a little bit longer piece, then we'll focus on a shorter piece. Okay, so my decision now, first of all, what I want to accomplish with the horns within the framework of this song. And I'll play you the whole song in a minute so you can understand a little better what we're doing. But in this particular case, I wanted the horns to kind of be like a guitar part would be in a modern day song. Okay guys, let me show you what I was given. This is on the new Earth, Wind & Fire record. Okay, now this is what I did. So now let's dive in and see why we did it and what we did. So right away we notice that the horns in this song are carrying the weight of a traditional pad sometimes. Sometimes they're carrying a percussive element, a rhythmic element they're imparting to the track. And then sometimes they're like we said earlier, they're occupying the spot that maybe a guitar would occupy, a heavy sounding guitar would occupy. So in keeping with that thought process, let me show you what I decided to do. I did some heavy lifting with a channel strip. I tried a couple of things, and like the way life always works, this kind of gave me what I wanted. Okay, here's with it. Automatically we've picked the energy up a little bit. So now I wanted to get a modern vibe. I experimented with a bunch of stuff, and I like this CLA plugin, which there again keeps in line with our philosophy of whatever works. So here's what we had with only the channel strip in. Here's with the Chris Lord-Alge plugin. So throwing a little guitar vibe on it kind of gave it a guitar vibe. And then what I did here is this is just some little finishing touches to make it fit in the mix. So you just heard without it, this is with it. And then my new buddy, this clariphonic plug-in, basically what I'm doing is I'm adding some some 800 or so here, and then I'm adding a little bit of 10K here, just to get the final modern touch to it. Okay, so let's check it without it. With it. Gives it a little bit of a polish, modernizes it, and then just a little basic compressor thing here. So now let's listen to the whole bad. Well, you know what? We've already listened to it. Let's check it out in the track. Okay, that's the percussive part. Here's the pad part. Now we've got the opposite situation or problem, if you will. We've got a really modern song. I played this for you once or twice before. I love this song. It's Casey Jones, produced by Jesse Owen Aston, I think is the way he pronounces it. Up-and-coming producer, really cool stuff. Here's inside the track what I did. Okay, if you'll notice, right off the bat, I don't need as much effects. Different era, different time. And then also you'll notice different EQ. Like the EQ isn't designed to make it be totally in my face. It's designed to, everything's designed to make this a part of the track. You could almost say that the fact that they were live isn't as important as the harmonic content, the notes they're playing, and the rhythmic part. It's there because the artist is, this particular artist has an alternative side to her, a pop side to her. She's got an artistic side to her. So these horns are there to kind of put these elements in her personality and writing style into the track. So we're not trying to overwhelm the track. We're not trying to make it sound like something from the 70s. We're trying to give an emotional feeling that I just described. So let me show you what I did. Okay, here's what I was given. Okay, here again, the channel strip just gave me a grain, an edge I kind of like. So here's with the channel strip. Without it. Okay, I'm in the red because I'm actually knocking off some level with the compressor, but I'll show you that last. What did we do? We added a little bit of super top, clear it up, a little more clarity, find it. Then here's some of our new, more modern frequencies we're playing with. 3K, 700, a little bit of low end. It's okay. We've got the spot for all of that. Now, all I'm doing is a little bit of limiting. A little bit of compression, a little bit of limiting to make it sit in the track. Now we don't want a whole lot of effects. I'm using a modern reverb, not a classic reverb, but I'm also using a little bit of classic reverb. So you can see once we get all these elements and we get our philosophy first, that's where you always start. You got to know where you're going before you jump in the car. Now let's see if all that's paying off. Don't listen for the sound of the horns. Just listen for what they make you feel and how they sit in the track. So they mirror the tom fill rhythmically in one spot. They become percussive, and then they become a little synth part in the little longer notes. So what have we learned today? Listen to the part, listen to the song, listen to the instrument, the type of part it is, and then figure out what it needs to do within the context of the song, the production, the emotional feeling, all of those things we discussed earlier, and let that be your roadmap and your guideline on how to proceed once you start mixing. And this concept should be applied to everything in the mix, not just horn parts. Okay?